Hello, travelers. This will be your Earth Triad reading for the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is a general reading, and so I suggest that you check back to your Moon and Rising sign video, if applicable. So, go to my About box section if you want to get a reading from me, and there you will find my pricing packages, the number of minutes, the number of questions, and the price. And then you can email me at this address. Where is it? I can't point. Right there, hiddenlotustarot.com, and email me and say, for instance, hey Tara, I like your 60-minute reading. And so I will answer you back right away, usually within 24 hours. So make sure you either add my address to your email contacts or check your spam folder if you contact me, because all my emails seem to go to spam. And my turnaround time for readings is 24 to 72 hours. I don't like to make people wait. That's what I got to say about that. And so I have with me today the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification if needed, and we will wrap the reading up with a Heart Oracle Tarot. So let me turn the camera around and try to do more shuffling and rifling. I did a bunch of pre-shuffling and rifling, focusing on your meditating on the air sign glyph, and we will get to the reading right now. So let me try to straighten my thing up. Let's see if I can do this. I never know from day to day if my fingers are going to, my hands are going to comply. That's the weird thing about having a stroke. If you get feeling back after you had a stroke, if you get sensation back and feeling back and movement, the side of your body that was affected, the muscles don't know what they're supposed to do or where they're supposed to go. It's like the electrical impulses in your brain are all scrambled. I once had this doctor when I was in the hospital. He used to come around at the strangest hours. He came like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're dead asleep. But he woke me up one time, and he asked me, how was my, did I have feeling? And he, touched my arm and my leg, and I said, yes, I can feel all that. And he just burst out and said, I love stroke victims. It's like the brain, what did he say? It's like having a bomb go off in your brain, and the brain try to rewire itself, which is true. You have the first 6 months of after you've had a stroke, your brain has a lot of neuroplasticity, and that means that the brain rewires itself. It just naturally happens. So that's why they concentrate a lot on physical therapy during the first, as soon as I woke up, I started therapy. They make you do therapy, both physical and speech. Unfortunately, my speech has not yet fully recovered. Last week, I was in the VA doing Veterans Administration. For those of you who don't know what the VA is, I met 2 other people who had strokes. And one man, his speech was so clear, but he said he had numbness in the side of his face, on his jaw, and on his tongue. but and some weakness on his right side, which meant that he had a stroke on the left side of his brain, like I did. And there was another guy. I was about to walk out, and there was another guy that was sitting in a wheelchair. And I said, "You obviously have had a stroke." He had the AFO on, the leg brace that they give you. He said he had 3 strokes. I told him I had 2. And I said, "Look, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to try to do home exercises and be diligent about it. I mean, some days you really don't feel like doing it, and your body gets tired. There is known what they call stroke fatigue, and it makes you very tired. But even if you're in a wheelchair, you want to at least try to do at least 15 minutes a day of some kind of exercise for whatever side of your body is afflicted, your arm or your leg or whatever. You can get someone to show you some exercises that are good to do in a wheelchair. And then you need to try to start getting up and walking if you can. And these are the things that I do every day. I still go to massage therapy twice a week. I still go to physical therapy twice a week. And in between those things, I try every day to do some kind of physical exercise so that the body, the muscles don't become atrophied and you can't use them ever again. And it's interesting because in a span of 24 hours, I ran into 3 people who had strokes. The third guy was a few days before, about the day before, at the grocery store. I drove myself up to the grocery store, and a man came walking out, and it was obvious he had a stroke because his arm was atrophied like this, and his leg was, he was still using a cane. And I said to him, I asked him, I said, "Hey brother, how long ago was your stroke?" He said 7 years ago. And my heart just dropped because by that time it's too late. And that happens a lot when people have strokes. They just give up. And the one thing I'm not known for is quitting. And don't tell me I can't do something, because I will work my hardest and prove you wrong, if for only the sake of proving you wrong. But my heart just dropped for the man because it was too late for him to not regain movement, because you can still regain movement even after 20 years. I've known people, there are cases of people who regain feeling and movement of certain stroke affected limbs. But I just felt sorry for him because I knew he gave up. And I said to him, don't give up, keep trying. And he said he was gonna go join a gym. I said, "Hey man, look, if you're like me, your balance is not very good, so don't be in there trying to do gyms are not made for people with strokes until they regain balance." Because I have a gym membership, Hannah brought me one, but I went in there and I tried to use some of the machines, just the treadmill. I couldn't do it. The fear of tripping is too much. I'm sorry, and we will now get to the cards. So I just wanted to share that with you, and anybody out there who's had a stroke or knows somebody who has a stroke, tell them not to give up. It's tough and it's hard, depending on if you are able to not bounce back, so to speak, but to activate your brain. And so I was so frustrated because I couldn't talk at all. You guys have seen that video of me. So I was writing down everything. I was trying to talk, and my brain was actually working. It was physically working. I mean, it's incredible. So here we go with the cards. I will shuffle, and let's get started. Enough talk. The Ace of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. That's pretty. The Ten of Pentacles. That's even prettier. The Ten of Wands. Well, from all those coins up there, it seems like it was a lot of work that's been going on. The Eight of Swords. Well, the Ten of, there are 3 tens here. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Cups. That's a lot of tens. The what's his name? The Emperor. The Nine of Wands. This is an interesting reading already. And the Six of Pentacles. What is the energy over the whole reading? The Hierophant. Well, now, I like this. There's only one major arcana card in the spread itself. Major arcanas have to do with spiritual lessons. So what do I have? I only have 1 cup, but I have 1, 2, 3 pentacles, 2 wands. I'm sorry, I have 2 cups, 3 pentacles, 2 wands, a major arcana, and a swords card. Now, right in the center is what we are, the energy as it is now, and perhaps where you are mentally, because everything else is going on around the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is saying, in one respect, you're in a situation of your own making, and you think that you are stuck and you're not comfortable in the situation. But it says that even if you can't move physically, just like I was telling you, talking to you about, your mind is free to think how you would be once you are free of the situation. In other words, this is the windmills of your mind. You're worried, maybe someone is not treating you right, maybe it could be at work, and you kind of feel like you don't have a choice of what to say or think or feel. It's a swords card, so this is really on the mental plane. Swords speak to thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, and ideas, and communication. So in communicating with someone, they could be saying something to you or telling you something, and you don't feel you have a choice, or you're not quite sure how to respond, or you think they have you pinned down. This card can even say it may be a feeling of being in jail or in prison by the situation. But if you look at the card, the figure, she is loosely bound with a blindfold on. Implies not only can she not see a way out, she can't move. But if she breaks the bindings around her body, she can pull off the blindfold and actually see what's going on. It speaks to confusion. and mental upheaval on the inside. So the cards are read: past, present, future, past, present, future, and the interplay of the cards. Now, right off the bat, I have to say that the 3 9s, the 3 10s, and the 2 8s are significant. Whenever the numbers repeat themselves, it's an extra additional message. Starting at the top row, I have the Ace of Cups. And because it's a cup, it's about the emotions. It's about how you feel. And this says this is the beginning of new emotions for you. And the opportunity is becoming available to you to receive fresh new emotions. Wait a second. I gotta pause because somebody at the door. Okay, I'm back. And I left off with the Ace of Cups. And what I was saying was that the energy is becoming available to you to start some fresh new emotional energy. I think I said the same thing twice. The next card is the 9 of Pentacles. And what represents a 9, there is a pause on where your focus is on completing an event, but right now you have to pause. That's what 9 means. And the 9 says of coins says you got where you are from your hard work. And so you may receive accolades, promotions, that a boy or that a girl pat on the back, some kind of recognition for your hard work. It also means that you were able to blindfold yourself to distractions. See, she's holding the little hawk there on her hand, and he's hooded. So that means your Hawkeye vision, you narrowed it down so that you can complete whatever you were working on. But the Pentacles are not just about money and finances. It can also be the doing of something. And there she is in her garden, in her dress, in her finery, surrounded by her grapes. She's behind a wall, like she's in a walled garden. So to me, that implies riches. It also can imply someone who is alone but does well for it. The 10 of Pentacles. This card represents generational money. So it can together, both of these can mean perhaps you will receive an inheritance. But if it's a 9 of Pentacles, it says an inheritance that may not be as much as you think. But with the 10 of Pentacles, it's like a lot of money. Okay? But it also implies a group of people who spend lots of time together. See, you have here the man, the woman, the child, the old man, and the 2 dogs. Everyone plays a part. So it can speak to a family business that's been going through generations. But also, because it's a 10 and it represents Capricorn, I've seen this card show up when it represents your 10th house. Whatever your ambition or your career is, that's what you've been working towards. And sometimes I see it when people are ready to retire. It's a 10. It says that there's a focus on completion. And all of these 10s here are changing into aces. So we have the Ace of Cups, but we don't have the Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Wands or Ace of Cups. We do have the Ace of Cups. We don't have an Ace of Swords. So the 9 of Wands implies that perhaps, okay, the situation is where you are taking on more than you can handle. In other words, you are taking on other people's responsibilities. And when that happens, you can become resentful because you are not giving them the opportunity to help you. But additionally, if you take away the responsibility of what they're supposed to do, you're carrying all of it. And you rob them of the chance to know about cause and effect. And I always say this card to me never represents a burden. What it represents is that you have too many irons in the fire. It's a fire card. You have too many wants, too many desires. There are too many things you're trying to carry all by your lonesome. So instead of carrying them, maybe you need to divide them. You prioritize what you need, what is most important for you to be concerned with. So if you take the 10 wands and you put 5 of them down, that's less of a, you lighten your load that way. And the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. This card represents happy families, reunions, good times, vacations, having everything that you want. See the couple there? Their land is green. They got a house, and there's water flowing through the property there. The kids are dancing. They're like, look at all I have. But the 10 of Pentacles, I need to be cautious because the 10 cups are in a rainbow, and that is illusory. So maybe this is, can I have it all? Do I want it all? So I ask people to think carefully about what the image of this card means. And then we come to the Emperor. Now there's several things about the Emperor. For one, he represents the archetype of the father in the tarot, so it can represent an older male. He is someone who balances logic and reason. In fact, he didn't become the emperor by being a pushover and giving everything away, nor did he become an emperor by being a tyrant, right? So he has to have a balance in everything that he surveys. And this is a Martian card. He represents Aries. So this card is all about starting things, cardinality, initiating, but initiating with logic and reason. Now, I have seen this card show up. This is my entrepreneur card. My philanthropy card. The King of Wands is the entrepreneur. This card represents a philanthropist. Someone who will give you advice. Someone who may fund your projects. Someone who can be a coach, a mentor, so to speak. And he is an older male that is going to, who will help you, maybe. The 9 of Wands says that you feel maybe that you've been through a battle. There you are with your head bandaged. Maybe you are tired, you are battered, and you're bruised. But the card says you have enough strength and courage and good character to get back in the fight if you need to. Right now, you should take a rest. I think it happened quickly, whatever this was, because there's the 8 wands behind him, and he's taking a break on the 9th wand. He's resting on it, but he's looking back over his shoulder like, man, if you come for me again, I'm going to be ready for you. And then we come to the 6 of coins. It's a 6. It represents love, harmony, and balance. Philanthropy, giving, sharing, charity. But look closely again at the card. One person is receiving all of everything, and one person is receiving nothing. So sometimes this can be about you dealing with someone like that, who is giving whatever, all of it, to someone, and you're not receiving anything. And it requires a balance, like the scales there. Okay? Now, 3 tens speak to the idea that big life changes are going to occur. And the number of tens speak to 3 tens suggest arguments over money matters. That's what the 3 tens represent. And I see this house back here. So maybe this is an argument over a property. Like maybe you're trying to buy a property and you can't for whatever reason. You got all the money, all your credit checks out, but for some reason you can't get to where you are going here with this house. Even the 9 of Pentacles sometimes suggests a house move. Not necessarily a house move, but a change of address. So that could be in a business, or it can be like a home. 2 9s suggest a house move or change of address. So 3 tens are arguments over money matters, and 2 9s suggest a house move or change of address. So the thing that it looks like to me from the 6 of Pentacles that you can equitably divide up whatever you're trying to divide up. Maybe this is like your dad or your spouse, but he's much older than you, because over here is a Hierophant, and one of the first meanings of this card is marriage. It's doing the normal things expected of you: buy a home, have babies, go to work with your job, take vacations, that kind of thing. It also says that marriage is a contract. Plain and simple, take the romance out of it, it's a contract. So in order to uphold the contract, and you talk about a division, a split of assets, right? You have to make it more appealing to someone to get them to agree to what you are doing. So this card represents Venus. It represents Taurus, the second house of finances. And this is money that you make, not that you have in conjunction with a spouse. It's about right relationships and values and value systems. And I think somewhat that this may be about a marriage, and one that could be ending. The Death card has shown up. Now, in speaking about inheritances, and the Death card comes up, it could be. We never, as tarot readers, foretell of a death, an actual death of a person, but we can't rule it out. Particularly with 2 inheritance cards here, right? But that's a king laying on the ground. And there's another pope, so to speak. And there's a woman, she's begging it not to end. And the only person who has the courage to face up to death is a baby. He doesn't know what it is. And if you look in the background, you see the sun rising. So the message of this card is it's like the darkest before the dawn. Everything must come to an end. Nothing stays static in the universe. And the ending is just the beginning. It's a new start to a new life. No matter how it ends. If it's a death or if it's just an ending. But it says that this is an ending. It's ending. Now, I can look at all these cards together as they relate to the Emperor and even with the influence of the Hierophant. So let me start with the Ace of Cups. It doesn't say anything about the Ace of Cups. This book, I think I need to get a new one. Let me put that in there. It says nothing next to the Emperor or with the Hierophant. The Nine of Coins. Oh. Hold on. My book fell apart and the thing just popped open. Let me see if I can close it. Just close it. Oh. Bear with me. Now, I just close it. All the pages are not in there. So I need to be careful. The Nine of Pentacles with the Emperor. It may be implying that a promotion or a position of responsibility will be offered to you. This position will entail benefits, but you are asked to consider all the facets before taking on the position. Before choosing to take on this role, it is important to consider the added duties or responsibilities involved. Like, they're not paying you as much money up here, right? And they may be asking you to spend more time or do more work. So I say get in there and negotiate a deal, a contract. With 3 tens, the Nine of Pentacles implies a major move or extended vacation or journey, which proves fruitful for many reasons. When the Nine of Pentacles appears next to any 10 card, it is an indication of travel, journeys, short trips, and vacations. The 10 of Pentacles. Now, I told you what 3 tens, arguments over money matters. With the Ace of Cups, it tells of joyful partnerships, celebrations, and reunions. The 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands. With pentacles and cups on all sides, it is an indication that growth and prosperity are on the way into your life. Business ventures should be profitable. That's what the 10 of Wands says. The 8 of Swords. That thing that's bothering you and making you worry about it. It says nothing about the Eight of Swords. The Ten of Cups. Let me see if I can pop this open quickly, because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it all. Oh, come on. Oh. The Ten of Cups. Here it is. The Ten of Cups with the Hierophant indicates marriage plans that will have a positive outcome. And maybe you're struggling for no reason. Maybe someone wants to help you, and you just decided, I don't know. I'm not sure if it makes me uncomfortable. I've been by myself for quite some time. The Ten of Cups. Any number of indicates a huge change is imminent, and the number of tens will indicate how radical the change will be. If there are multiples of 10, it will indicate how a change will come about. Well, it's 3 tens, and if you've been arguing over money matters, I don't know what to say. So I moved to the I did 9 of Wands, right? Maybe it was 10 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. There's only one meaning next to the Magician. Actually, it's not. Next to the 10 of Wands, it denotes that negotiations regarding real estate, property, buildings, rentals, buying, and renovating will be fruitful in the near future. I could not ignore this house thing. So maybe this is about a division of property. Like I said. Finally, the 6 of Pentacles. It doesn't say anything. So I'm curious what the 6 of Pentacles really represents, because it's the outgoing energy in the spread. And I think it's saying that ultimately you can come to some sort of accord or agreement. Remember, one of the meanings of the 6 is love and harmony. And that's what Venus represents. Love, harmony, beauty, but right relationships and contracts. So some type of negotiation here is needed. Let's see what the 6 of Pentacles has to tell us. La Riunione. Now, we heard one of the interpretations of one of these cards, I don't remember which one, that a marriage plan will be successful. This simply means meeting, though. It's not a romance tied to it. The simple meaning of it is meeting. Prigione. It's like another 8 of Swords. Someone can't move. I think they're stalling. And the Widower. And I think that kind of backs up this card, like saying it's over. Inevitable is the name of the card. And it says, It's a very negative card. It describes someone who has suffered intensely and who has been defeated by the hardships of life and lost all joy in the living. It can indicate difficulties in interacting with other people, and it warns of difficult times ahead. It can indicate dislike, hatred, and resentment between people. You will feel like you have been left out in the cold, and no one will be there to help you. You will feel utterly alone and helpless, as if someone pulled the rug out from under you. Someone that you used to rely on for support will not be there anymore, like a bereavement, or someone will withdraw their help. The card can herald separations, arguments, incompatibility, rancor towards another person, or a relationship devoid of true love and growing apart. In financial matters, it indicates the financial collapse of the successful ending of a project that meant a lot to you. It usually entails life-changing decisions and breaking away from something or someone. Metaphorically, it indicates estrangement, deprivation, absence, or a lack of some kind, and moving away from a situation or a person. In financial matters, it represents financial loss, dismissal, a lack of money, an unwanted business trip or relocation. Let's pull a Heart Oracle card. It looks like the meeting, you don't get what you want. And like I was talking to you about the Emperor being a tyrant, sometimes this person who shows up as the Emperor can be my way or the highway. He can be very difficult to deal with. Yeah? It's number 11, detach. I think that is, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna find out. I don't recognize it offhand. Yes, the Justice card. That's what I thought it was from the number 11. The key words are reflect, accept, decide, clarity, responsibility, and fairness. Sometimes our ego prevents us from seeing events clearly. It's time to detach emotionally from a relationship or situation so that you can step back and reevaluate. Reflect upon how the relationship is working. Is it satisfying? What role do you play in its harmony or disharmony? An honest appraisal is required in order to gain clarity and help you better understand what might need to be done to improve it. This is true even if the relationship is already a good one. It is important to accept that your previous actions, decisions, and beliefs have led you to your current situation, whether it is pleasant or difficult. We do steer the course of our own lives, although often without conscious intent. By assessing your situation and accepting responsibility for it, you are able to free yourself from the need to blame another person or destiny. There's no guilt associated with this card, only clarity and empowerment. Once you have detached yourself from and examined a relationship, lack of relationship, or other matter of the heart, you will be in a better position to decide what your next step is. Remember that the detached card knows no ego. Decisions arrived as a result of drawing this card must be fair and balanced for everyone involved. The affirmation is, I accept the role I play in creating my relationship and my life. There you go. Well, thank you so much. And until next time, namaste.